Devotional art, primarily in the Catholic sphere, has inspired millions with its beauty and complexity. Catholic churches are some of the most magnificent buildings in the world, and there's no shortage of beauty within the faith. After scouring the web, here are the top 5 favorite Catholic art pieces according to the internet. Leave a comment with your favorite Catholic artwork. Now, let's take a look. Number 5. Christ in the Desert by Ivan Kramskoy. Also known as Christ in the Wilderness, this is one of many Jesus-themed paintings that was produced by Kramskoy. He used primarily cold colors to reflect the chill dawn in the background. The thoughtful figure of Christ, wearing a dark wrap and a red tunic underneath, is slightly shifted to the right of center. The painting emphasizes Jesus' human constituent of hypostatic union and features a mind in struggle instead of action. Because the horizon divides the canvas plane almost in half, the figure of Jesus dominates the painting space and harmonizes with the stern wilderness simultaneously. Today, the painting can be found in the State Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow. Considered the foremost depository of Russian fine art in the world, the gallery paid 6,000 rubles to Kramskoy in order to purchase the piece. One Reddit user said, "I love how it shows the humanity of Jesus. Though also fully God, he certainly felt human emotions and needs." Number 4. The Incredulity of St Thomas by Caravaggio. This is one of the most famous paintings by the Italian Baroque master and is dated back to the year 1601. The painting shows the episode that gave rise to the term Doubting Thomas, which, formerly known as the Incredulity of Thomas, had been frequently represented in Christian art since at least the 5th century. According to the Gospel of John, Thomas the Apostle missed one of Jesus' appearances to the apostles after his resurrection and said, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I will not believe it." The light falling on Christ emphasizes his physicality and at the same time suggests his divinity and significance to the viewer. The composition of the picture is such that the viewer is directly involved in the event and feels the intensity of the process. The shadows, representing doubt, sweep over St. Thomas, but as he touches Christ, he is drawn into the light. As always, Caravaggio's work brings biblical scenes to life in a way that all the pageantry in the world cannot. Number 3. The Calling of St. Matthew by Caravaggio. There's no doubt that Caravaggio is the overall favorite artist of Catholics online. His works were mentioned countless times and appear twice on this list. This particular painting depicts the moment Jesus Christ calls on the tax collector Matthew to follow him. It was completed between 1599 and 1600 for the Contarelli Chapel, where it remains today. Caravaggio depicts Matthew the tax collector sitting at a table with 4 other men. Jesus Christ and St. Peter have entered the room, and Jesus is pointing at Matthew. A beam of light illuminates the faces of the men at the table who are looking at Jesus Christ. This is a depiction of a moment of spiritual awakening and conversion, which was something many Baroque artists were interested in painting, especially Caravaggio. Pope Francis has said that he often went to the chapel as a young man to contemplate the painting. Referring both to Christ's outstretched arm and Matthew's response, Francis said, "This is me, a sinner on whom the Lord has turned his gaze." Number 2. The Pieta by Michelangelo. This famed work is a Carrara marble sculpture of Jesus and Mary at Mount Golgotha, representing the 6th sorrow of the Virgin Mary. The sculpture captures the moment when Jesus, taken down from the cross, is given to his mother Mary. Michelangelo's interpretation of the Pieta was far different from those previously created by other artists, as he sculpted a young and beautiful Mary rather than a naturally older woman. Michelangelo claimed that the block of Carrara marble he used to work on this was the most perfect block he ever used, and he would go on to polish and refine this work more than any other statue he created. This was a special work of art even in the Renaissance because at the time, multi-figured sculptures were rare. In more modern times, the Pieta has experienced some colorful events. In 1964, it was lent to the New York World's Fair. In 1972, a Hungarian-born man with mental illness rushed the statue with a hammer and started hitting it, including the left arm of the Virgin, which came off, and her head, breaking her nose and some of her left eye. Today, you can visit the statue in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Number 1. The Ceiling of the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo. The Sistine Chapel is the large papal chapel built within the Vatican, and the artwork was completed by Michelangelo between 1508 and 1512. The chapel's decoration illustrates much of the doctrine of the Catholic Church, serving as the location for papal conclaves and many other important services. Central to the ceiling decoration are 9 scenes from the Book of Genesis. The complex design includes several sets of figures, some clothed and some nude, allowing Michelangelo to demonstrate his skill in depicting the human figure in a variety of poses. The most famous of the frescoes is without a doubt the Creation of Adam. It illustrates the biblical creation narrative from the Book of Genesis in which God gives life to Adam, the first man. One Reddit user said, "I remember going up the staircase to the Sistine Chapel. They have a sort of angel choir music playing from hidden speakers. So as I stepped up the last step and into the room, I remember looking up, hearing the choir sing and just being blown away by the amount of detail and the sheer size of the thing. It was truly beautiful."